Alright guys, welcome back to another episode on this Pokemon Go series, and today isn't going to be a long video, it is just going to be a informational video on the latest REGIDRAGO raids. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do any. I've had a lot of personal stuff going on this weekend, and I didn't get a chance to go out. However, for what I'm told, there was so many issues with these elite raids, it was unreal. I did try and get to one around my area just before I went out today. However, there was none around. I checked a few cities near me as well and could not find a single egg. So I don't know if it was glitched in my area or I just went to the wrong places. I don't know. But I didn't see any while I was driving to my appointments I had today. However, let's go over what's been happening in these REGIDRAGO raids. So, some people may have experienced that your app crashed just on 11 o'clock, or that when you tried to join a raid it got to below 5 seconds and then it just kicked you out of the raid but took you past anyway. This has been notified by Niantic, and if you did lose your basically your raid pass, go and speak to their support team. They will hopefully give you another pass back, but make sure you've got some proof that it did happen, because they do ask for a lot of details on the support page. However, in certain countries it got even worse. Like REGIDRAGO just didn't even spawn in with a model. It's quite what's the word I'm looking for? It's not very good when a company's trying to push this in-person raids more and push going out and actually go into these raids. However, then having this many issues when people do actually try and go out to them. I do actually have a few people in my group chats who are unfortunately physically unable to get to these raid events, I will say. And when a gym has an egg and it's only to specific gyms, some people don't have the capability of getting to that gym due to things out of their control in your town centre or in the environment you're in. And then because you can't remote into them, even if you are close to it, like, I can understand not being able to be invited by a friend, but if you can see that raid on your map, you should be able to remote into it, because technically you are close by. But I think Niantic really need to look into this, why this has happened, why so many people have raised complaints. Because as this was an in-person event only and they went out, people have gone out of their way to spend today trying to get these raids done, and it's just not been working. And everyone feels the pain of that, especially, I missed out on the raids today just because I had some stuff going on. But if I was going to these raids and I'd spent 2 hours away overall in the day, so you've got 11, half an hour, and then 2 o'clock half hour, and 5 o'clock half hour. If I'd have been away for 2 hours today from doing some other things that I was doing, and I didn't actually get to catch one, I'd be quite annoyed. And I can feel a lot of people being dragged away from this game due to the in-person aspect needed in so many things. I do think it's good for elite raids to have some kind of obviously limitation. However, it needs to be on every single, none of this one gym has it around. It needs to be every single gym needs to have an elite raid, and it needs to be none of this 24 hour where the egg stays there for 24 hours. It needs to be an hour before, like they do with com days, where at exactly 4 o'clock every single egg becomes a 4-star. You know, things like that. And I do think that's what they need to do with this. Like 2 hours before the event, make sure all the eggs turn into elite raids, giving people enough time to find these eggs, obviously. But then also, it gives communities a chance to not have to go to one raid and then spend another half an hour going to the next one. So basically, you're missing out on the rest of the day. Because they could leave this here all day and just have an elite raid day. But because they don't do that, it makes it a really big limitation. And personally, I don't think that's the way it should be. I do think elite raids are good because it's a good way of introducing a new Pokemon, especially a new raid boss, to the game that has a limitation, rather than going through the Keldeo route or the Mr. Galarian, Mr. Mime route of buying a ticket. So I do think this is a good way of introducing new Pokemon. However, they need to look at how they're doing it because it just isn't good for every single player on the game. Like I said, I'm not bashing on elite raids. I think, like I said, they are a good thing. However, they need to look into how they implemented it a bit more and look at maybe reducing the time frame from 24 hours, meaning that our raid isn't stuck there for 24 hours. Getting it to be more publicly accessible on the day, rather than have it in specific gyms, have it on all gyms. So, but still have, like, say, the hour that it is there for, or the half hour, but have it on every single gym. So if you have 4 gyms around your area, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just, you know, and you can get all these Pokemon. So you're adding to it rather than having, oh look, I get to do one raid and that's it. It's a bit frustrating, especially if you do not have any time at that precise moment. You don't get one. Alright guys, I am using some different places to go to get some stats on these 2 Pokemon. Regidrago and obviously Regieleki. We'll go over the Regieleki in the next weekend once it has been out in Elite Raids. However, Regidrago has been a big letdown. It was in the games itself. So when you're playing Sword and Shield's Isle of Armor, or is it Isle of Armor? No, I think it's the Crown Tundra. Yeah. Whichever one it is, this Pokemon was not given the right treatment. It looks cool. It looks great. However, it was shocking in the games. And also, the treatment it's had in this game is atrocious. Its only quick move is Bite. No stab. Makes it shocking already. And then the movesets that it has after that is Dragon Pulse, Outrage, Hyper Beam. All big energy charge moves, which isn't great. And then also, they don't do that much damage. I mean, Outrage is probably the best one there, because it's used by quite a lot of Pokemon. But because of it, other move only being Bite, you're not doing that much damage, so you're basically knocked out anyway. So let's look at where they stand in PvP. It doesn't go higher than rated 500, like ranked 500 in PvP. So if you were looking at using Regidrago in PvP, use any other dragon type, because this is not the Pokemon to go for. They are useless. It is a Dexmon only. Until Niantic give it maybe a bit of a refresh, and I know it's only just come out, but its stats need to be refreshed, its moveset needs to be refreshed, and then it might become decent, but at the moment, it just isn't. Alright guys, just wanted to go over that little bit of news with the Regidrago raids, and obviously how disappointing the Pokemon is in PvP. Like I said, this one's going to be a short one. It's not going to be a huge thing. So I do hope you all have been enjoying the content on the channel recently. I'm sorry I've had some personal stuff to deal with this week. However, it's back to regular uploads from the normal time this as of today and obviously yesterday. And hopefully we can all get that shiny, and obviously if there was major issues in your area, you might get compensation from Niantic in an extra raid hour or something. And I hope they give that globally rather than just to one location like they have done in the past, but who knows. So thank you for watching this video. Please give this video a like, leave a comment if you did have issues, subscribe to the channel as I'm trying my best to reach well, I'm going for 200 initially, and then we're going to go from there. So thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all in the next one.